my PO. A bunch of questions that I'm trying to confirm. I wanted to share it with you because I like to share my almost mistakes so that you also don't make those mistakes. I almost just made a mistake and that would have disrupted things. So what happened is, I think I've talked to you guys about when I write stories. So I've created these stories like 4 or 5 months ago. And by the time the developers or the testers are working on it, I don't remember what it was or what the details are. So a lot of times when they come to me with a question, if I know the answer, but if there's a slight doubt, please don't answer based on your doubts. Don't answer based on assumptions. Otherwise, you will disrupt everything. So the example of this one is the person had created what the requirements stated, right? Something about dates, whether the user can enter a date in the past or a date from today without giving you the full details. So my response to the person was that it should be the date that the user enters should be within the parent's dates, right? Again, without going into too much details, this is a child's date that we're talking about. A child of a scenario is not an actual real child, right? So I responded to the person that whatever date that the user is entering should be within the date of the parent's date. So they shouldn't go outside it, right? The tester, I think, responded that, that means we need to raise a bug because what the system is doing is the child date can be entered outside the parent's dates. So let's say the parent's date is between 24th of July to 24th of August. The child's date can be entered from 24th of June to 28th of September. So the response was that, based on that, we have done it to be outside. So based on that, we will have to raise a bug so that we can fix it and it comes back within. And in order for them to raise a bug, I'll have to add a comment to the story to say, right, this is actually what it should be. I was about to say, yes, it's common sense. To me, it's common sense. But without knowing the context or why this question is coming up, or even like remembering in detail the flow of the whole user story, I didn't want to just say, yes, it's common sense. It's common sense, right? So I told the person to hold off raising the bug. However, for a second, I was like, yes, raise the bug. I didn't type it yet. But then I was like, what if I'm wrong? Even though I feel like I'm right. I feel it, but I'm not 100% confident. So I now went back to the PO to say, is this the case? And the PO said, no, it can be outside the date. I was like, thank God. And the way I questioned it to the PO was that, can you confirm, is it this way or that way? Before, a bug is raised. And then the person was like, no, it's this way. And then I was like, good, thanks for confirming. Without letting them know that I was initially wrong, right? So I've gone back to the tester to say, actually, it was correct before, so it can be outside the date. Please proceed. My goodness, otherwise she would have failed the test and then they raise a bug and change it, right? Does that make sense to you? If you have an idea of agile environments, sprints, and agile ceremonies, you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's just one example of a mistake that I almost made this morning. And thank God I checked and clarified. So as BAs, please, if you have a slight doubt and you know that your confirmation is an assumption, make sure you check that assumption is correct first and that your doubt has been confirmed before you take next steps so that you don't impact the rest of your project and the rest of your delivery. Another thing that I experience is my PO is very busy and a lot of times they don't have availability for me to jump on a call and clarify or rectify things. So it's like, I have 10 questions for today. Sorry to bombard you. I have 10 questions for today. Here's number 1. And I can see that they're either in a meeting or they have their do not disturb on, but I need them to respond to the question so it doesn't delay the sprint delivery. It's not easy being a business analyst. That's what I'm trying to say. And it took me back because in another scenario of another change request or story that we were working on, the dev can be quite direct. And I found myself challenging him and I was like, no, that's not how it should be. It should be like this and this is what it is. I've confirmed it and that's it. And then the person is coming back to say, yes, I know, but you have to do it this way. And I'm like, no, I don't have to do it this way. This is how it is, and that's what it is. I have a flashback to the past, to when scenarios like this will happen, and I'll have tears in my throat because I'm like, why is this person talking to me like this? Can you be kinder? Can you? But it's weird how much resilience I've built over the years that it's just like, no. I'm able to match the person's energy and understand that the person doesn't dislike me, the person is not condemning my work, they're just trying to align, and I have my right to also sort of challenge and make sure that we're properly aligned. And as much as it kind of got heated a bit, there was no disrespect. We were just all very direct, and we want something, we want a solution. And I just can't believe that I matched the person's energy. Well, I can believe it because obviously I've built the resilience over the years, but sometimes I just remember like, is this you, Pippa? This is actually you. And it makes me to realize that as much as we may have or lack confidence or doubt ourselves, you can't continue to sit in your doubt. You need to find avenues. You need to actually experience something that will push you out of that doubt in yourself, something that will help you build the resilience, like I say in my sense, building that resilience. Yes, I think that's just what I wanted to share. If you're a business analyst currently struggling, give yourself grace. It takes time to build it. If you have tears in your throat, if you're scared, if you're nervous, allow yourself to feel that feeling in that moment, because it's a process of learning. You're learning yourself. And through time, you'll find a way on how to tackle those situations. In conclusion, basically what I'm saying is you can't come out of a situation without experiencing what you need to experience before you come out of it. Does that make sense? Without sounding like a motivational speaker. That's it, all I wanted to share. I have a meeting to go to now. And thanks for listening to me. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. You never know, it might help. And I'll see you in my next one. Peace.